Not a dud. Number two. Family first.
It's happening. It's about to happen. It's happening. We got the laminate.
We got the laminate.
Refer to the laminate.
Refer to laminate. We got the tube socks. Check. Amazing humans. Check. But we're missing half the family. So.
We're getting ready.
They'll be here soon.
I gotta go to the bathroom.
FOMO. What's FOMO?
Fear of missing out.
Fear of missing out on me.
Okay, are you ready to run?
I'm
not. I'm sorry. I'm kind of sorry.
hurt all over.
I know, but it's gonna be. You're gonna do great. It's gonna be.
You know what? You're gonna do great.
You're great.
You're great.
Woo! Did it! Yeah, working out. We're working out. Okay, are we ready to go? Yeah! 2, 1, go! You guys ready for run number 2?
Number 2.
Leg number 2. Go, guys!
How you feeling? Nice. Killing it. Why can't you stop?
Who's got chocolate?
Nice. And I got water for Charlie. Knocks it over. Let's get video. All right, team.
This side is white. Hey, girls have to be on the inside.
John. High five. Yeah, buddy.
We're going.
And we're going. Okay, are we just starting? Yeah.
Oh,
We're going that way.
Ready?
Yeah.
Ready? 3,
Wait.
2,
Get down! Get
1,
inside!
Woo! It's happening!
We're going!
What's okay? This way! We're going the wrong way. Marriage is fun. Okay, we want to run against traffic. The first quarter mile is always the hardest because your body's like, and by the way, I'm not like needing to get any kind of time, so we can go. Woo!
We're still here!
Turgis saying goodbye.
Pausing workout.
Oh, okay. You're getting into my pace time here. Still. That's funny. Why is our family so cool?
I know, I love him so much.
What I'm curious, what is your exercise routine? Because you're like what, 44, 40?
40.
40, yeah.
This is my 40th year of life,
And
I'm living it
yeah,
to the limit.
and you're like totally in shape. Maybe it's genetics.
It's good genes.
Good genes.
No, I have a friend. We, like before pandemic, for sure we were trying to get to the gym together like twice a week. And then since it started, it was like our way of connecting and staying in routine, you know?
Yeah.
So 2 or 3 times a week we get together and just do weights or walk or
Nice.
whatever. So that's like my consistent. And then since I started training for the triathlon, I was like, oh, I can start biking and swimming.
So the triathlon hasn't happened yet?
No, it already did.
Or I did? Okay.
Yeah, it already did. A couple weeks ago.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Hardcore Baltimore.
It was so fun.
That's awesome.
It was where you guys do Cascade Lakes.
Oh, okay. Who'd you do it with?
My friend Cherie, who wants our video.
Oh, that one. Okay. Yes.
Good morning. I like your idea. I think I'm gonna do the bike next.
Yeah, can we borrow that? Switch it up. That's my trade.
And then, are you recording us?
Yeah.
Oh, I should talk about things that matter.
No, that's the whole point. It's got to be. I should have told you, because I love the freestyle. I never understood the loud vehicle.
Me either.
But teach their own.
Yeah, no.
But it's like I just don't understand.
I like to be the loudest one in the room, maybe.
Yeah, that's the root reason. Way to take ownership. Way to be responsible for your projection. Oh, you're louder than me.
I don't like this competition.
I don't know. This can't. It's not gonna fly. You're not in my top 10 in MySpace anymore. Did you ever have MySpace for the top 10?
I never did MySpace.
Oh, okay. So it's like pre-Facebook.
Yeah, I mean I know it. I just never did it.
And you had to choose the top 10. Like it was not like an option.
So it was like everyone was like, "Oh, who's your top 10?"
Yeah.
Power play.
Yeah, totally. And people got into drama about it.
Oh yeah.
It's like, what are you doing, MySpace? Causing first social media conflict.
We should have got the hint from that, but
Yeah, exactly.
Nope.
So, have you heard of HSP? Have we talked about this? Highly sensitive people.
oh yeah.
Okay, we did. Okay. Yeah, I like to call it amplified nervous system. But yeah, I guess 1 out of 5 people have it, and I'm thinking maybe that's why I don't resonate with loud noises, because everything already is amplified.
Yeah.
But I don't know, because if it's genetic, you're just born that way.
Right.
So
you don't just become sensitive or
no,
whatever you call it.
it's your actual nervous system just takes in more than the other 4 out of 5 people.
Right.
Hence probably why I like working in the trees
Because
in the country, I guess.
Because of the low amount of surprise noises, or because of the calm?
Because of the calm.
In the trees.
Yeah, as soon as I get into the city, my tank just starts to drain.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah, so.
I always figured though that was because I just grew up out there,
And that could be part of it.
Maybe, I don't know.
I'm sure there's a lot of variables, but it's interesting. It's kind of new research that's come out. This woman did this research in the 90s, and it's kind of becoming more talked about, especially with students. Like, how do we navigate these ones? And the research is like, they usually don't like team sports because it's too much pressure.
Yeah.
And they don't like attention. It's like they'd rather just be solo. But I think it was really healthy for me to be part of a team sport. But it definitely took a lot of energy.
Sure, yeah, makes sense.
Yeah.
The quick pressure behind every move too.
Yeah.
If you're taking in more than the average, that's a lot more pressure on processing.
You're processing, yeah. And what was so cool about my mom is, like, I think she intuitively knew like how I roll.
Yeah.
It's pretty bad, but she'd let me play hooky, and because a lot of times I just want to play in the forest alone and not go to school. I was just feeling like, ugh. So she says, as long as you keep your grades up, it's fine. So yeah.
That's awesome.
Best parents.
Well, sometimes that's our best learning too.
Yeah.
I loved when I went off to college and my dad was like, don't let your schooling get in the way of your education.
Ooh.
And I was like, yeah, like, I mean, I'm sure lots of people have heard that and all that, but I hadn't yet. And I was like, there's a lot to be said for that, because I had a striving personality at that time, especially, where it was like, I gotta succeed and do my very best. And I got really distracted with the pressure of presenting my best in whatever I was doing, that I missed what's going on around me.
Yeah.
It really helped take off that perfection monster.
Yeah, I was just gonna say.
Yeah. I started to learn to let it go as I was like, hey, it's okay. And not that I was like a top student, but because I wasn't, I was striving so much. And so that was some of the best one-liner advice I could have got at that time.
Where do you think that came from? What's the root of that, you think?
So messy, I don't know.
Yeah.
But I think there's definitely that, birth order plays a part in how we process life.
Yeah.
Pleasing, just a natural people pleaser.
Yeah.
And then you have you know, certain teachers that are applauding you for, oh my gosh, I see that you're putting in the extra effort or whatever, right?
Yeah.
And then I also noticed in myself, when I tried harder, I did better. So that wasn't a bad thing at all. None of it's bad. It's just I was out of balance. And I had to take off the... my success wasn't defined by other people's opinion is what I was fighting.
Yeah.
So anyway.
Yeah, no. I feel like that everyone has their base core issue.
Yeah.
That Richard Rohr says dovetails with the Enneagram, like this isn't something to push away, it's something to accept.
Yeah.
And just be like, almost laugh at it, but realize it's always going to be your core issue. I think mine's around abandonment.
Oh, sure, yeah.
With the whole premature thing.
12
minutes. Ooh, well, we got a mile.
Distance, 1 mile.
This app brought us together.
That's so true. Yeah, no, it totally did.
Isn't that nuts?
I was like, what? Family that likes to work out?
Yeah.
Let's do that.
Yeah. Seriously.
It's funny, it's not intentionally a brag point, but it sounds like it when it comes out of my mouth, because I'll be like, yeah, my cousins and I, we do these race challenges, and my cousins and I, and my cousins and I. And I'm like, oh my gosh.
I do the same thing.
I'm just so happy about it.
Yeah, it's exciting. And I feel no guilt. Yeah. It's a good anchor point. When life's going crazy, I'm like, well, got the cousins. That's always consistent.
Truly, I mean, since I was a kid, that gave me confidence.
Yeah.
Knowing I always had people in my corner.
Yeah.
And that was something I didn't earn.
Exactly.
It just was given freely, and that was such a beautiful example of love for me at a young age.
Yeah.
You know?
And that whole thing, like, there's no pressure to prove anything.
No.
Because it's like just unconditional cousin love power. Here we go.
And there's no surprising anyone because they've known you since birth, so they know who you are, your quirks, your weirdo.
Exactly. Yep.
And they have to learn to love it, I guess. Mm-hmm. But I love, we were talking about this morning, the fact that our kids now are doing that.
Yep.
The energy goes up to the point where neighbors call in the morning too loud. So maybe
that
not.
Totally happened.
Maybe we shouldn't be that bad. But it is fun to see them finding that same joy.
Yeah.
Because I mean, I think part of it is I recognize this isn't a gimme thing. Like, it was a gift.
Yeah.
And it's not universal. Not everyone has that connection, and it's okay. Like, but it's just, I see it as a cool gift.
Yeah.
That we get to experience.
Yeah, I think if I could do nothing else for Crosby, the top two would be ski with him as much as possible, and then have him hang with cousins as much as possible.
Yeah.
So that's like how I navigate my time with him. I was like, okay, we're not skiing. Okay, where are the cousins?
Who's available tonight?
Who's available? Where are we going?
Get in the van, Crosby.
Yeah, we're good.
So, how long have you been doing this podcast?
It started during COVID because a lot of time on my hands.
Yeah.
And I did that workshop that was like reactive versus creative.
Yes.
Yeah, and so I was like, I'm gonna be creative during this pandemic, not reactive. So I just went for it.
Yeah.
And but it's kind of been laying dormant lately because Tree to Tree is like it's taking up so much time, which is totally fine.
Everyone's making up for their COVID loss.
Exactly. But I see potentially what I want, like when I'm in my 60s, when I can't necessarily build zip lines anymore. My like big vision, long-term vision is I could still do team building.
Sure. And
then do the podcast, but as like a peer coaching.
Oh yeah.
Because I made this in LLC with John. He did his LLC during Snowmageddon. Yeah. He's like, we had nothing to do. He's like, hey Jake, you want to start a company?
Yeah.
I was like, sure. So we both sat down together. He started his company, I started mine. And I was like, well, I'll do the Real You Adventures. And I was battling between, is this a life coach thing? Because I don't really resonate with life coach. Because I'm like, who am I to tell you how to live your life?
Sure.
And I talked with Jerry about it, and she's like, yeah, I think what's more effective in her line of work as a psychologist is peer coaching.
Totally.
And so like, oh, I can get behind that. So this basically is going to evolve into a peer coaching experience where I'm not here to tell you what to do. We're just talking through life together.
Yep.
And then here's a video if you want it. You can keep it as a private link, or you can have me have it on the YouTube's. But it would be like $100 session for the whole package.
Right.
And they can do it, you know, wherever, on a trail, whatever. So.
That's awesome.
And then I would basically travel the world doing team building for different. I'd contract myself out for team building and then do this along with it. I think my main source of income would be the team building.
Sure.
Yeah.
Such a powerful experience for teams who haven't put intention into their just camaraderie at work. Because effective teams are teams that work together, right?
Yeah.
But if you're hired individually and you're always trying to figure out where do I belong here, without intention there, I think it can take too long to kind of find your groove. So I think it's so powerful to have that in a group setting like that. Like, okay, we're gonna intentionally learn about each other so we can better, you know, gel.
Yeah.
So I think anybody could benefit from that.
Yeah. What's your hopes and dreams for your team building future?
I would love, like what you talk about with Real You Adventures, like that intention getaway with let's dig in.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah.
And it's a mutual like understanding that we're here for betterment, whatever that looks like. So let's get excited about just those conversations, you know, or maybe silence too. Like if you're in a world that's never quiet,
Yeah.
you never really get time to fully process.
Yeah.
That can be just as powerful.
Totally.
So it'd be cool. I would love to get some more training more in the counseling realm.
Okay. Oh yeah, that's right. You're going back to school, right?
I am, yeah.
Yeah. Is it around that?
No, right now it's actually a ministry degree, just a basic like master's in ministry.
Oh, awesome.
But I want to build on it because really in that capacity, when you're peer coaching and stuff, you're doing a lot of processing big stuff with others, and I want to do right by people by doing it right, you know, like I would hate to have habits in play that are not helpful.
Yeah.
And when I've done my own counseling, I know the counselor's like, so much of long term is finding those safe people that you can process with, but then also knowing how to process with them.
Yeah.
And so, long story short, I would love to get more training in that so I can be better for people, if you will.
Yeah. Right on.
Yeah. So we'll see. When I was graduating high school, I said, I'm going to be a counselor in the schools. And then life took different turns and I didn't do that, but it's funny how now it's pulling on me again to just be somebody who's a safe place for kids, you know, like so much trauma in this generation.
Definitely.
And
no like no real aim, like solid aim that they can count on. It's just everything's so scattered. Yeah. And it's not their fault. No. It's like they're kind of just born into it.
Yep.
It's like,
well, and our generations are changing so quickly. Like, you know, if you're 18, you're in a different generation than if you're 5 right now, which is wild to me.
Oh yeah.
And having that, just, I don't know, like having people in their life that are willing to do the work to try to get them so that they can, oh yeah!
Yeah! Ow! Who are they?
Do we know them?
Do you know them? Or they just like us?
We found new best friends!
New best friends!
Let's go build bunk beds!
So many bunk beds. So, I wanted to give you some kudos.
Uh-oh. I like kudos.
Kudos are good.
Kit Kats are great too.
Yeah. So we were talking. I could pick some Kit Kat up for you later. So we were talking last time about, and Richard Rohr and Eckhart Tolle talk about this too, that 80 to 90% of our thoughts are negative.
Oh yeah. Man.
But it's to keep us alive. Right? It's just kind of how the
protection. Yeah,
how the brain is in defense. So, but to have that awareness, I give myself grace when I'm like when I start, you know, beating myself up with my thoughts or doubting or whatever, it's like, oh, this isn't real. This is part of my brain trying to protect me. And I remember you saying give yourself a high five in the mirror.
Yeah.
I did that the other day.
Yes.
And it totally snapped me out of it.
That's
I just like looked at myself and I'm like, no, I'm gonna think good about myself, like a humble empowerment, not like, you know, higher than or whatever, but just like an honest, like, no, you're rocking it, high five.
Yeah.
I was like, that's so cool. Just give yourself a high five.
No, it's so cheesy, but here's the thing. When you look at yourself in the eyes and you smile at yourself, there's this connection that you go, wait a minute, I never give that person that attention.
Yeah.
And I do that for others all the time.
Yeah, for sure.
But I really truly believe we can only love as far as we love ourselves.
Yeah.
And I think not in a weird like self-ego way.
Yeah.
But in a I'm worthy because I'm loved way.
Yeah.
How cool is it for us to give ourselves a little bit of, hey, you got this, you're gonna do it.
Yeah.
You're a good friend.
Yeah. Yes,
know, like
I like
whatever.
that. Yeah.
But like, it's funny because, so real talk,
Okay.
going through some pretty deep anxiety, depression time.
Sure.
There were times I had to look at myself in the mirror in the eyes and go, you're good. You are good.
Yeah.
And it was this like, I don't know, it was cathartic, I guess, but
Yeah.
it was kind of this assurance, like, tell yourself what you think you need to hear because nobody's saying the words you need right now.
Ooh.
So what words do you need?
Nice.
Say it to yourself.
Because you're the only one who knows that.
Yeah, because we get so disappointed in people sometimes not helping us. Like, I just wish you would have said what I needed you to hear, you know? That's not fair.
Yeah. That's an expectation. Like, they don't, how are they supposed to know?
Yeah, like, what do you want to hear? And then sometimes when we say it out loud, we realize how self-gratifying or self-seeking it was. And it's like, oh, maybe what I want to hear isn't the right thing,
Yeah.
you know?
What I love it. What I'm distinguishing is like the difference between self-respect and like I don't know, narcissistic.
Yeah.
Because there's that spectrum of narcissism and codependency.
Yeah.
And I'm definitely more codependent. So
too.
it's harder for me to think accurately of myself.
Sure.
And so this idea of self-respect, I'm still learning and trying to understand exactly what it means and how to define it and what it looks like.
Sure.
Yeah. I don't know.
It's a balance because when you're not used to that and you have just like confidence in self,
Yeah.
it can feel almost like a betrayal. And I think it's a process. Like, I think it's like everything in life, right? Trial and error. You have to kind of dance it.
Yeah. I like to think too, like sometimes I get these epiphanies, like being self-conscious. You got something?
Something is wrong with me too. Got a blister! I got a blister!
Ah.
Okay, we're going.
Yeah, like being self-conscious, you're conscious of self.
Sure.
But when you're we conscious, you lose yourself in the group or the family or the moment. And
Yeah.
I think that's kind of, and thinking back on my life, those were the best times of my life when I was like in a group and we felt like we were all together and I wasn't thinking very little of myself, not like low of myself, but I wasn't in my head about me. I was just so into like other people and how awesome they are and like how much fun we're having. And
Which in itself is such a gift to people. It is such a gift to fully be able to let someone feel like you are awesome.
yeah.
Like to be able to appreciate and affirm people without it being something threatening to yourself.
Yeah.
Is such a gift for you to give people.
Yeah.
Sorry, I interrupted.
No, I'm totally on board. Yeah, and without it being patronizing either. Like,
Yeah.
this is honest, like, dude.
I could think
Killing
you're
it.
really awesome. And
Yeah.
here's why.
Here's what. Now let's dance.
Now let's see.
Now let's play.
Where's that raccoon onesie?
Yeah, seriously. I think I do that sometimes to challenge myself to get out of my head. I'm like, okay, well, I'm being self-conscious right now. Let's go so far where I'm gonna get all the attention that I have to get over it to have a good time. And it also gets people out of their bubble.
Right.
And it's like kind of, it puts like a reset
Yeah.
when somebody sees something out of context. Like sometimes I'll run with my onesie and then I'll see a car and I'll like and I'll jump into the bushes.
No, you don't.
Yeah,
that is amazing.
Yeah, just to kind of like have them be like, did you just see a large raccoon, man? Like is this real right now?
That's the best thing I've heard all week. That is awesome.
Yeah, and then I'll be hiding in the bushes and they'll drive by real slow. And I'll be like, happy points. Because you know I made their day.
Oh yeah.
And it made my day.
That is so cool.
Yeah.
Oh look, our runners.
Oh look, the dancing. The dancing.
Here we gotta wait. We gotta dance walk it in just a couple feet. Ready for this?
Yeah, okay.
Okay. Run it back.
Woo! Instant. Boom!
Let's go, guys!
Best thing ever. How you guys doing?
Fantastic. We totally got here in time.
Yeah, you did.
Yeah, we were awesome.
We did a podcast. So much good content.
Let's go!
We're going.
We're going!
We're doing this. We're doing it live. You're like such a nerd carrying this. Do you feel your age?
Oh, right now I do.
Right now I do.
I'm the same guy on the inside though.
Yeah, right? Isn't that trippy?
It is.
I do know, like, I have obviously less energy because just looking at our kids, it's like, oh wow. Woo! Because it's like, I was telling John, like, I have so much more respect for my dad because when we'd get together, we would just be so loud and rowdy, and we'd always feel like shut down, like when they come in, it's like, quiet. And like now I'm doing that to him, and I'm like, oh, I see. We are obnoxious. But we're having so much fun. Because like even this morning, they were all on the trampoline at like 7 a.m. Screaming with like joy. And the neighbors called.
You're at Tree to Tree?
No, at John's, cousin John's, because we stayed the night there last night. And literally we had to go tell them, yeah, the neighbors called. They didn't believe us. And then when we were like, no, seriously, they were like, oh. I'm like, still have fun, just turn down the volume.
7 a.m. I mean, I can understand if it's like midnight.
It's like the rooster's crowing.
Right.
Kids are crowing. Well, and it's funny because Crosby doesn't understand, like, we'll be inside and he's talking with the cousins, but he's yell talking. And they're like right in front of him and they're like totally into it. And the adults are like,
Truck does the same thing. You just yell talk.
We can hear you. We can hear you.
Everything's yell talk.
Everyone can hear you. You don't have to yell. Just yell talk. I don't know what it is. Is it just they're so excited, or?
I don't know, but our kids are always yell talking.
Yeah.
That's a good way to say it. I just say, hey, you're yelling at me. I'm right here.
I'm literally right here. Yeah, I think it's just something that happens with age. Like I've even wondered, is Crosby deaf? Like, does he know how loud he is?
Nope, he's normal.
No, that's my kid. Yeah, I was telling Mary, 2 things I hope for Crosby: as much time with the cousins as possible, and as much time skiing as possible.
Nice.
And then I'm winning. Because some of the best times of my life was hanging out with you guys. It's just the funnest thing.
So cool.
Like, we have like the best family.
Yeah.
It's such an amazing resource, like right here.
Especially if you could just spend a whole week together.
Yeah.
And just kind of, it wasn't just a day thing. You can just, so you can just do naturally, just whatever you want to do.
Yeah.
Because you got plenty of time.
Exactly.
You don't have to force any fun.
Yeah.
Creative.
Well, and what's cool is they take care of each other. Like, the adults can hang out and they just hang out and they're not in your face like, I'm bored.
Yeah.
They're just doing their own thing. And then we have the poker night Thursday nights. So if I have Crosby, he stays with the kiddos and me and John go.
Nice.
Yeah. We always tell him before we leave, like, keep the volume down for Jerry. So
To work.
yeah. Yeah, she's great. She works so much.
Yeah.
Really into her work.
Yeah.
She's good at it.
She's kind of a lot, she and I are a lot alike, I think.
Yeah.
Personality and kind of career sort of, like what we do is really important to us.
Yeah.
I don't know.
No, I feel you.
Hey, I quit my job, did I tell you that?
No, what?
So we were, last time we were doing this run, we were talking about how I envied you.
Yeah.
Doing something you enjoy.
Yeah.
So finally put in my notice and I'm working for the state now.
No way.
I'm working from home.
Oh, dude.
Actually, same pay.
Oh.
Negotiated. Always negotiate, Jason.
Always negotiate.
Always negotiate. So I got the same salary I had been getting paid.
Wow.
So I work at home.
And you love it.
45 minutes to work.
Oh, dude.
Times 2.
Yeah.
Every day in traffic.
Oh, man.
And I get to do work I really enjoy too. It's kind of meaningful work. Get everybody access to affordable medicines that are safe and effective.
Oh, that's great.
Instead of just kind of willy-nilly doing whatever.
Yeah.
You know, kind of putting some structure and framework.
Sure.
Yeah, so the homeless and Medicaid patients as well just have access to good treatment.
Yeah. And that was kind of inspired. I'm sure there was multiple variables, but
yeah,
our talk last run maybe kind of put another motive in your head and heart, you think? Or was it just a time was coming?
The time was coming.
Writing was on the wall.
But I mean, definitely you've kind of inspired me in that direction. It wasn't just the talk, because I already knew you enjoyed your job.
Yeah, yeah.
But, it just became important.
Yeah.
With COVID and everything, you kind of analyze, think about your life and what you really wanted to do.
Yeah. It's like a reset. That's so great, man.
Yeah.
I'm really happy for you. Yeah, especially if it's like we're like half life here, and if we're in a situation we become zombies, like what's the point?
Yeah, felt like I was.
Yeah, feel you, man. Been there before.
So I just finished up my second week.
So cool. And then you're at home. So are the kids at home too?
Yeah.
Some of those days?
Yeah, they're home every day, but
because it's summer.
Rhonda, yeah.
And what's Rhonda's jam?
She's a dental hygienist.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah.
So cool. Well, that's what's great about our family is like, I feel like we inspire each other like in a real positive way just by how we live our lives.
Yeah.
It's like a kind of happy accident that we, I don't know, a little bit hold ourselves accountable to be true to ourselves without even talking to each other in depth about it. It's just like, oh, what's Jason doing? Oh, what's Andrew? Oh, cool. Yeah, I need to do more of that kind of stuff. We do have an amazing family.
Not a dud.
Not a dud. Final stretch.
Oh yeah, doing good, beating the heat.
End of Not a Dud number 2. All on file. Nice work. Hey, Paul.
Tell everybody what you said this morning about cousins being together.
Gathering together when the kids get together with their cousins, they're always so excited. We're like, we got to give them time to acclimate to being with their cousins, but apparently you don't outgrow that.
I think it's worse with age.
Okay, we're about to start the race. Morning the relay race. We're all together apart.
6 feet.
It's a motion picture. Mary, but it's real life. It's not. Andrew is behaving. We're not behaving. We're children.
Yeah, buddy.
John and Karen.
book tag! It's so great!
Here goes.
Ryan crushing it. Jeremy's coming. Jeremy's coming.
Get it. Get it. There it is.
Finish line! Woohoo! Yay!
We are a silly family.
We are plunging to our death.
Okay. Oh, Dara's about to do a 65-foot drop.
So what's the purpose of this?
If Brian was here, he'd say, don't overthink it. Okay, we're good, yeah.
Okay, now just step off.
Just step off, yeah. You got it. Crosby's climbing up 65 feet. So, you ever done a pencil dive into a pool, Crosby?
Yes.
So that's basically what you're going to do. You're going to put your feet on...
So I'm just going to jump? I'm not going to jump? Has it ever broken?
Nope. I built this.
Okay.
3, 2, 1. Yes! Yeah, buddy! So proud. His first jump. How are we feeling, John?
We're feeling good!
We're feeling good? Is it going to be a great afternoon?
It's gonna be a great afternoon. Oh boy.
Oh boy.
Okay.
Jesus wept.
Yeah!
1 foot.
That was so good.
Yeah!
Jason!
What?
I'm carrying
You're
you!
so strong.
I am!
Oh, the Murph training is working for you.